Hey Hoochies. So, I kind of did it a little bit while I was pregnant, and I definitely want to get in the habit of doing it more often, which is be more transparent and vulnerable, especially about my feelings, because I be feeling a lot of shit. I know I convince you guys that I don't, but I feel a lot of shit. And ultimately, what you feel, whether intuitively or triggered, is not a mistake. So, in me, especially, I feel compelled to share what I feel, especially if I feel like it could be insightful for someone else. So, for sure, what I've been feeling lately, from Taurus season and just the energy like out in the world, whatever the fuck, is to get more grounded in you, like your genuine, like authentic self, and definitely communicating with yourself more, especially with your shadows. And by your shadows, be that your dark side, your ego, but the part of yourself that you usually try to shut up, or the part of yourself that you usually try to run away from. I definitely have experienced a lot of pain, and I definitely have went through a phase where I was numbing my own pain, not through medication, but honestly with like my own little addictions, be it weed or sex, or just keeping yourself busy so you don't have to feel anything. All of those are all forms of addictions. All things to avoid presence. And and for sure I'm at a phase where I can't do that shit anymore. The more that you kind of transcend fear and kind of like grow, you become even more sensitive to energy, and like at that point you're lying to yourself, and it's really obvious you're lying to yourself, and it's actually an insult to yourself. So like I said, what I've been feeling is to just get more grounded, and that means for sure being present with yourself and what you're feeling, and being honest with yourself, especially if what you're feeling is seemingly negative. One thing, or some things that I've had to definitely confront, are feeling the need to compete or compare myself to other people. And that's and the thing, and like I'll just get literal, in noticing that I was doing that, and noticing that I felt the need to kind of compete, or that I felt the need to compare myself, instead of me trying to just wipe away that thought and be like, that's imperfect or that's bad, don't think that way, kind of like chastising myself in a way, I chose to kind of like have a talk with myself, and give myself the space to feel the way I would the next person. And was like, well, why is it that you feel that way? And just being honest and say that, what, that stems from an insecure feeling of not feeling like enough, or feeling like what I want or desire could be, threatened or taken away from me because I'm not enough. And hearing that out loud, you hear how like ridiculous it sounds, and then you give yourself just the space to actually replace that feeling with a new one, with light. That's why it's called the shadow, because you show light in that area. And liberating, I'd say. And I've been in the habit of doing it a lot lately. And one thing, the biggest thing that I can say I confronted, was that of letting go. Just, I want to say yesterday or the day before, I realized that letting go in regards to, manifesting, or letting go, pain, letting go other people, letting go just in general, I realized it doesn't mean, okay, let's be specific. In regards to manifesting, letting go of something that you're attempting to manifest, or something that you want to see come about, it doesn't mean letting go of the desire. It doesn't mean taking your attention or focus off of the desire. You know what I mean? Because obviously you were afraid to let go because you think I won't get it, or it's going to, I'm going to miss my opportunity in some way. I realized, or I literally heard my intuition say it in my head, where it told me letting go it takes the pressure off of yourself from feeling like you have to be anything or do something specifically to make it manifest. And that shit clicked, and I was like, oh, like, it means that I don't need to obsess about what I need to do or who I need to be for that to show up. It means it can already be. It means it already is. And I had to admit that, like, the micromanaging that you do in your mind when you're trying to manifest is honestly you cheating yourself by trying to cheat the universe, by trying to cheat, God, by trying to be like, hey, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, so are you going to give it to me? And it's like, it's bullshit, and you're bullshitting yourself. And, it's another kind of defense mechanism in a way, keeping you from honesty, keeping you from honestly walking the path to get what you want, by taking the slow, steady, methodical steps to do that. And yeah, I'm on the other side, and it's very liberating. Like I said, it's very freeing. I feel like it's okay to be myself, no matter who that is, whoever shows up. I feel like it's okay for me to be as delicate as I am, and I am very delicate in this bitch. Like, she is porcelain, okay? Don't touch.